know, but the fact that we've lost a whole ass congresswoman for 6 months and nobody seemed to notice seems like the impetus for discussion, at least, on term limits for Congress members. But for those of you who weren't following this saga, let's catch you up. Texas Representative Kay Granger, who is 81 years old, evidently hadn't made any votes since July. It's December now. She used to be the chairwoman for the Appropriations Committee. She stepped down and said she wasn't going to run again. The Republicans found somebody to run in her stead. They won their election, but no one had seen Granger on the floor of Congress casting any votes since July. And when the story broke that she was found in a retirement community that specialized in memory loss or memory care, suddenly the press was all over it. Oh my gosh, where's Kay Granger been? And then we learned that she missed a majority of House votes this year, and that she missed more votes in the year of 2024 than she did in her entire first decade of serving in Congress. I have so many questions, but let's start with, if Kay Granger has been missing since July, like if she's not been participating in congressional affairs at all since July, who's been posting for her on social media? And why are they just praising themselves? I mean, you gotta assume it's a bored intern that's like stuck in the office like, God, I can't believe I signed up for this. My next question is in two parts. Why didn't the press notice or cover this? And two, why didn't her colleagues notice or call attention to this at all? On either side of the aisle. This was a celebration that they had back in November to honor her before her retirement, because, you know, she used to chair the Appropriations Committee. She was like a big deal. Everyone came to this thing, okay? Speaker Mike Johnson was there, Steve Scalise was there, Democratic members were there. You have to wonder how everybody could show up to this thing to honor this representative who hadn't been doing any work since July. She's collecting a paycheck. She has health care benefits this whole year, and she's not been doing work, and no one was talking about it. Until this story broke, and then everybody had to talk about it, nobody was talking about it. I can't wait to hear from the Doge people on this, because surely they have something to say about this government waste, right? The representative's son confirmed that she had been living in a senior care facility since July. And I don't care about that. That's fine. Go live with your people. And actually, I have less of a problem with 81-year-olds serving than most people, if term limits were imposed. I don't even think we have to get into age limits if term limits were a thing. Because if term limits had been imposed, Kay Granger, who was elected back in 1997, would not be in this position right now. She would have been long gone. I'm not sure how many years it takes to get the professional courtesy where your colleagues just simply look the other way when you're not doing your job for like a full ass year. But I assume if term limits were imposed, it would do away with that. Because even if Kay Granger had a group of besties willing to vouch for her, you know that the rest of the people, the newbies that are like, if I'm having to come to work, then everybody is, would blow the whistle. But here's where it takes a lot of work on our part, because obviously the people who are currently in Congress have zero incentive to impose term limits because they don't want to find themselves out of a job, find themselves without access to insider trading. What? Did I say it? I did. So normally it would take 2/3 of a vote in Congress and then approval of the 38 states in order to ratify term limits for Congress. But technically the states could bypass Congress through state conventions to approve and authorize term limits, which apparently a majority of the United States supports, citizens in the United States, not Congress people. So we need 34 states to pass a resolution that calls for a state convention, which surprisingly the states of Florida, Alabama, Missouri, and West Virginia have already done. So we just need like 30 more states to pass the resolution requesting a state convention so that we can bypass Congress and get these term limits enacted. Or we could make it an issue when we primary candidates. Are you in favor of term limits? Do you support affordable health care? You know, things like that.